Today we will discuss about the thyroid gland. This thyroid gland is an endocrine gland situated in the lower part of the neck, in front and side of the trachea. If you see the peculiarities of this thyroid gland, this is the only endocrine gland which differs from the other endocrine gland because it synthesizes and stores its hormone into the follicles and drains into the blood when required. There are other peculiarities. It depends upon the external environment. For example, the iodine. It depends upon the iodine to synthesize its hormone. And the last, it is a highly vascular endocrine organ. So these are the three peculiarities of this thyroid gland. Now if we see the external feature, this thyroid gland is situated in the lower part of the neck and it extends from the vertebra C5 to the T1. It is the extension of the thyroid gland. The thyroid gland has the two lateral lobes. These two lateral lobes are pyramidal in shape, and these two lateral lobes are connected by the structures that is the isthmus. In the 50% individual, a small lobe that is known as the pyramidal lobe is extended from the isthmus and is directed towards the hyoid bone. That lobe is the pyramidal lobe, and a fibromuscular band that is known as the levator glandii thyroidi. It connects the apex of this pyramidal lobe with the hyoid bone. So the thyroid gland has usually the two lateral lobes connected by the isthmus, and from the isthmus it is a small lobe, that is the pyramidal lobe, is projected above and is connected with the hyoid bone through the fibromuscular band, that is the levator glandii thyroidi. The lateral lobes, these are the lateral lobes. They are pyramidal in shape. Pyramidal in shape. This lateral lobe has an apex. Each lateral lobe, it is the apex. Then base. This is directed downwards. Apex is directed upwards. Now it has the three surfaces. Three surfaces, that is the anterolateral surface. In this diagram, this is the one lateral lobe showing this anterolateral surface. This anterolateral surface, it is also the superficial surface. Then posterolateral surface. This is the posterolateral surface, and medial surface. This is the medial surface. So each lateral lobe has the three surfaces: anterolateral, posterolateral and the medial surface. Now each lobe has the two borders. It is the anterior border and the posterior border. Anterior border, this is the anterior border. It is thin and the sharp, and this anterior border separates the anterolateral surface from the medial surface. Now the posterior border, it is thick and rounded. This is the posterior border. This posterior border is thick and rounded, and it separates this medial surface from the posterolateral surface. So each lateral lobe has apex, base, 3 surface and the 2 borders. Now the isthmus. Isthmus, that is the isthmus that connects the 2 lateral lobes. This isthmus has 2 surfaces. One is in front, that is the anterior surface, and one is behind towards the trachea, that is the posterior surface. 2 borders. One, it is situated above, it is the superior border. From the superior border, it is projected, it is the pyramidal lobe, and one is directed downwards, that is the inferior border. So isthmus has the 2 surfaces and the 2 borders. Now the dimensions. The weight of the thyroid gland. Weight, it varies from 20 to 25 grams. The thyroid gland is slightly heavier in the female than the male. Particularly at the time of the pregnancy and the menstruation, this thyroid gland is heavier in the female than the male. Each lobe, lateral lobe length, it is about 5 centimeter. The maximum length from the apex to the base, this length is the 5 centimeter. Then breadth, the maximum breadth, that is the 3 centimeter. And the thickness, the anteroposterior width, thickness, it is about the 2 centimeter. In case of the isthmus, the length and the breadth is almost equal, that is about 1.25 centimeter. So this is the dimensions of the thyroid gland. Now the covering of the thyroid gland. This thyroid gland is covered by the 2 capsules. From inward to outward, the inward covering, it is the 2 capsules. This is the 2 capsule. The 2 capsule basically, it is derived from the condensation of the stroma of thyroid gland. It is derived from the tissue of the thyroid gland, so it is the 2 capsules. It is the innermost covering. Outermost covering, it is the false capsules. This false capsule is derived from the pretracheal layer of the deep cervical fascia. It is false capsule is derived from the pretracheal fascia. It is different from the thyroid, from the parotid and the submandibular gland, where the capsule, false capsule, is derived from the investing layer of the deep cervical fascia. While in case of the thyroid gland, it is the pretracheal layer, which is situated deep to the investing layer and in front of the trachea. That is why it is known as the pretracheal layer. If you trace vertically the pretracheal layer, the upper limit of the pretracheal fascia is the hyoid bone. It is attached on the hyoid bone, and the below it enters into the thoracic cavity, and in the superior mediastinum it is blends with the apex of the fibrous pericardium. Now from the hyoid bone to the thyroid cartilage, this pretracheal layer, pretracheal fascia is attached to the oblique line of the thyroid cartilage. Then This is the thyroid cartilage. Then below the thyroid cartilage, it is the cricoid cartilage. These are the cartilage of the larynx. Now this fascia forms the capsule of the thyroid gland. This capsule is, false capsule is thin around the posterior border of the gland. Posterior border of the gland, this is thin, while thick on the medial surface.